Man, Juan, 6 week back. Feels good. We just wrapped up a seminar that went really great. We even saw some new faces, or I saw a couple new faces this time around. So that was really awesome. In that seminar, we were all reading part of the passage that you had for us. And funny enough, I started with like vision or my eyes. As a photographer, I mentioned to everybody else, as a photographer, I picked up a camera from a very early age because what I saw in the world, I understood that was much different than what other people might see. And that was simply because when I would look at other people's paintings or art, it looked so intriguing, but it was something that even though it was familiar, let's say like a building or a Statue of Liberty comes to mind that I saw once as a kid, and it's like, wow, that was captured. Like, how could I recreate that? But then when I would go to it, it never came out the same. And then eventually, I f- I embraced that, the fact that my pictures or my vision was different than everybody else's. And so everyone else had different passages that they resonated or they were speaking about. Maybe if we could touch a little bit more on that part of the passage, vision, and how much different everybody else's is. And as a collective, we make this world what it is.
Well, that's so powerful because even though when you look through a camera's lens, you see something different that someone else's mind sees. So, as an artist, you're always going to see what you see, and someone else is going to see something different because, as individuals, as human beings, we are all unique, we are all different. Our genetic makeup is different. If twins are born, they got different fingerprints. Not even twins are the same. Now, let's also add what we are exposed to in our environments. No two human beings have the same experiences in life. So, whatever we're absorbing through our senses, those experiences, wherever we see, wherever we touch, wherever we smell, wherever we taste, wherever we listen to, it's going to create different energy within all of us. It's going to resonate different. Then there's what we consciously absorb, what we choose to pay attention to. But there also is what our unconscious mind absorbs. And there's so many things that it absorbs without us even knowing. We are all vessels, and our conscious minds are the filters of what we see directly. But our subconscious and unconscious mind, which is the same thing, it registers everything. It doesn't discriminate at all. What does that mean? That means that it's picking up that light, it's picking up that sound, it's picking up the environment, the paintings, the plants, the words on any frame or any poster, and you're unaware of it. When you go to see a show on Broadway, there's what you're paying attention to, but regardless of, your subconscious mind is picking up everything. When you go to a restaurant, right? That's a world that someone created from what they see, from what their experiences are, from what they put together, with their culinary backgrounds, with their life experiences, and that's their creation. When you go to a gym, every gym owner has a different view, so they create something different. And that's what's so powerful. But where is it that those thoughts and ideas come from? That comes from the ocean that is our unconscious and subconscious mind, of everything we've ever collected up to date. And it is so powerful because what happens when you become aware of that and you start intentionally feeding your subconscious and unconscious minds? What happens when you're reading all the greatest books, all the classics? You're reading from all the greats, all the autobiographies. What happens when you're watching every Broadway show, every ballet, every opera? You go to Carnegie Hall to go listen to the orchestras. You go to the Met to go see the Picassos and all the different artists, all the different type of arts. You go get to see and experience history in front of you. What happens when you find high-level individuals to have high-level conversations and dialogues with, to share thinking? And that's called group thinking. What happens when you go and you create environments of groups of people, which is high-level conversations in a group setting, sharing ideas, expressing what they know? How much are you adding to yourself? And then remember that every single breath you take is a brand new you. And what does that mean? That every single time I go back to a book that I've already read, I'm going to understand different things from it. I'm going to gather new insights from it. Because it's not the old me who's reading this book, it's the new me. And that's with the accumulated data that I've collected in my subconscious and unconscious mind. So I can come to Gift and have a brand new experience every single time. Because no matter what, it's a new me, but also all the people around. Life itself, the flow of it is that it's forever changing. So when you're aware of this, you're always connected to the flow. So when you do even the same things, those are still new experiences because it's never the old you. Now, when you understand this, how do you expand on that? Then you go start doing new experiences that you don't know, that you are completely unaware of. See, because when I come to Gift, this is part of my knowing. So it's a new experience, but it's something I know. What happens when something's a new experience and I don't know? How alert is my unconscious mind? How much more am I collecting? But the beauty of it is that when I go back to my environment, which is Gift, then I'm able to come back with more as a new me, and I'm able to share with everyone what I've discovered. Therefore, what happens when you have a community of people who are constantly gathering new experiences and bringing them back to the same place? And we're sharing in these seminars and dialogues. The reason why I had everyone tonight read and state what they saw is to show how vast we all are. Because our subconscious and unconscious minds, the depth of it is like the ocean. And our conscious mind is the river that flows and that articulates the meaning of that depth. So when it comes to you, and we're talking about when you do videography and photography, we're getting your flow, your connection to the depth of your subconscious. And throughout all these years of everything you've ever accomplished, every single picture you've ever taken, every video you've recorded, what your eyes have been collecting, the windows to your soul and your spirit. And then art is born. But the beautiful part of us as a human being, as a collective, that is a collective consciousness. So we are all creators, and we are always building on the old ideas and taking them further and reintroducing them to the world anew through our interpretation. Because we are all artists. But the ultimate form of art, the ultimate goal of art, of being a creator, an artist, a renaissance man or woman, is to bring to the world what has never been done. Because we can all do what anyone's ever done before. That's the possible. So if someone's done it before, it can be done again. And whatever you've done, it can never be undone. But what happens when you're the first to represent a brand new idea that's never existed? That's greatness. If Elon Musk gets us to Mars, he's doing what's never been done, the impossible. When Jeff Bezos created Amazon, he did what's never been done, the impossible, the ultimate distribution system. Give Fitness, the impossible we are going to achieve in our near future is supermodels and super leaders. People that with courage and confidence do the right thing all the time. People that choose to live their own personal highest ideal of morality. What is right and just to them without obstructing the world around them. The reason we say supermodel is because we inspire not by telling others what to do. We inspire through our actions and contributions to the world. We inspire by what we do. We show people a better way by the way we respond to our obstacles, our challenges, how we respond to life itself. We choose to be the highest and best version of ourselves no matter what's in front of us. So always pick joy. So always pick happiness. Now, I am not saying that someone is wrong if that's not what they choose. If someone chooses to be unhappy, that's okay and they're right for that choice. But we are also right for our choice, for our decision to be happy, to be healthy, to be confident, to inspire others, to believe that everything in life must be easy, must be done correctly so that it is enjoyable. Easy, correct, and enjoyable. That when we develop our awareness through our physical fitness and we make our energy better, we're also doing the same with our mental fitness. But the mental fitness isn't just concentration and focus. It's also the level of thoughts that we decide to hold on to. What we decide to visualize. Emotional fitness is how we respond to the world with joy and happiness. To choose not to react and give in to our lower emotions. And not that there's anything wrong with that, because if that's your way, that's okay. Because everyone has the right to decide and to choose what's their way. But what I will say, there's nothing wrong with being happy. Try it. Try it. See what happens. See what happens when you choose to smile. See what happens when you choose to do good. See what happens when you choose virtues, principles to live by. See what happens when you choose discipline. And the beautiful part about that is that when you do good for others, others do good for you. To be aware is to be connected to the environment around you completely. Not self-absorbed in you, but to be connected to the potential and the possibility of every individual. And again, bad things will happen in life. It's a part of it. Others will do bad, but don't get pulled in. Don't let them deceive you. Don't let their arrogance stain you. Let it pass. Let it go. Because once you fall into that trap, then you're going to live that type of life. Yes, you have to be open. And yes, the bad will happen. But if you close yourself off because bad happens, then you're going to miss the good opportunities because good also happens. Your mind is going to look for whatever you choose, whatever you decide, whatever your self-talk is. When things happen, it's because you have conditioned your own mind to find it. If you decide that you're going to become the next Jeff Bezos, your mind is going to find a way, but you have to really believe it. And you have to then make it your one thing. But only you can see it. See, talent, right? Talent hits what everyone can see, but not everyone can hit. But the beauty about an artist, a genius, is that he hits or she hits what nobody can see. So it takes unwavering faith and belief in what your gift and your contribution is to the world. Because nobody will be able to see it. But work so hard on developing what it is that you see that it becomes so valuable to the world. That because what you're trying to do is move the needle forward and the goodness and the greatness that is humanity, that the world will open up to receive your gift. So no matter what, you have to continue to feed yourself through great books, through great dialogues, great experiences, great art. Everything that is amazing and great about humanity. Go perceive it. Go absorb it. Embody it. And eventually, when you're used to seeing so much greatness, you'll only see the greatness of the world. And then you'll be able to see with compassion and empathy in the middle. What does that mean? That means that no longer will you let the emotional states of those around you pull you in. And when things do happen to you directly, one of my favorite quotes, I want to say it's Camus. I'm going to paraphrase it. During this winter, I found an invisible summer. Invincible summer. It is when we are tested that we become our best. It is when we are challenged that we become our best. It is when we get up that the best lessons happen. I've lived a lot. I've failed a lot. I've lost a lot. But that is what has shaped me to be here in front of you today, to tell you that the impossible is possible. Because where I came from, this is impossible. What I've chosen is impossible. My joy is impossible. But yet I stand before you today to tell you that it is possible because I did it. It is possible to live this life as an artist, as a creator. I've been painting for 5 years. What's going to happen when I've been painting for 10? What would I see then? What's going to happen when I've been painting for 15, 20? What would I see then? Because I am not going to stop absorbing and embodying everything that is great of this world. I'm not going to stop being inspired. I'm not going to stop loving. And I'm not going to stop developing my personal greatness, the greatness of those around me, the greatness of those who I'm impacting, even indirectly, and learning from the greatness of the past. That's the only thing I'm going to continue to feed my subconscious and unconscious mind so that I can continue to see more and more and more And the more I see, the more I can create and the more I can manifest. The more I can do for others. The more I can instill and empower others. The more I can teach. The more I can develop humanity as a whole. Because it gets to a point that you no longer want to be remembered by what you have, but instead by how much you give. It's the art of giving. See what happens. See what happens when you make the decision to give and contribute to anyone you come across throughout your day. See how the miracles are born. Connect that ocean of greatness that's inside you to the flow of life and the awareness of everything that's around you.